Let's go to the chat. Let's let everyone know we're live here real quick. What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Random live over here on YouTube. If you want to check it out, if we get enough people in here, we might do a giveaway. I've been sick for the last little bit. So if you want to come check this out, you're going to want to come over now. We're live over here on YouTube. All kinds of cool people over here. So get over here right away, guys. We're feeling a bit better. We're feeling a bit good. So come on over and check us out over on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. What's going on, man? Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are doing well, man. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. I was sick, man. I was sick as a dog. I haven't been sick like that in a long time. Headache, kill a small animal. Kill it. It literally take a small animal and destroy a small animal. That's how sick we were, man. It was, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun. Hasn't been a whole lot of fun. And normally when you're sick, you take a couple puffs, you start feeling good, you feel good to go. But with this, it took about 3 or 4 days, man, until the weed started being a little bit better here. Let's go through the comments here and see who we've got in the house. What's going on? Toasty Burned. What? How you doing, buddy? What's up, man? We got Little Ebot in the house. Captain Peckerhead. What's going on, Doc Holiday? How are you, brother? Happy Sunday. Perry Grown Buds, what's up? Ethan in the house. We got Juan in the house. Andy, what's up, brother? I'm feeling a hell of a lot better, man. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Good to see you too, Doc Holiday. Hope everyone's getting ready for Christmas, man. Being in cannabis, man, I was kind of trying to find some cool Christmas gifts to get some people. We should have did like a gift video or something like that to kind of go through what we would recommend for gifts. But I'm telling you right now, man, I don't know what to get, but like filters are always good for me, man. I always run out of filters. I like the pre-rolled ones. I don't know about you guys, but the pre-rolled ones kind of do the trick for me. I'm not interested in rolling up filters at this point in my life. And for a little bit more money, we'll get them pre-rolled, the way you go. The only problem the pre-roll don't work is if you roll a real fat joint, super big one, then you got to kind of get her going. We got Glenn coming in with a question here. Any recommendations on genetics? We're talking autoflower genetics, I imagine, because my name is Basement Autoflowers. If you're just getting here, guys, let me introduce myself. Grower Joe from Basement Autoflowers. We do a little bit of everything over here. Growing isn't the whole thing. A little bit of comedy, a little bit of fun, and a hell of a lot of cannabis. But genetics I recommend right off the bat, Fast Bud Genetics. You can see them on my shirt right there. Right there, I mean, Fast Bud Genetics. And my boys over at Mephisto Genetics and Etho Genetics are probably by far the best when it comes to autoflowers. But new up-and-coming company that I'm pretty blown away with is my boys over at Wildwood Seeds. Grow Wildwood over on Instagram, man. Blown away with them. They're off to a good start. I'm excited to see how they're going to finish. He's got great pictures online. They look good. They're Mephisto Genetics, more or less, with a little bit of his own love, and they are working fantastically. So I'm excited to see how they make out. The biggest difference for me right now, man, is the organic nutrients, man. These nutrients are in this drill. The old drill, man. The old drill. I got to put that underneath the bench over here. But the nutrients are saving me a lot of time, man. The biggest difference, so I am noticing a difference. Like I'm not off to as good of a start as I normally would with the liquid nutrients. But we're going to see kind of how the whole process goes, right? A grow kind of has to go the full thing. Merry Christmas to you as well, brother. Old school job 1.5. What we got here? I want a new worm farm for Christmas. Well, you've got to be a good boy, man, if you want to get that. Here's some good genetics right here, that's for sure. What we get here, popping some Purple Punch from Fast Buzz. Joel, you're going to be excited about the Purple Punch, man. Purple Punch, probably one of my favorite strains to grow. Now, it's not the best high, I would say. Like, it doesn't bring you to that level that you want to get to. It's not dank. But when you get those purples in that grow room, man, and you get that beautiful, beautiful purples, there's something about it, man. It doesn't matter if it's 40% THC, 900% THC, because I'm sure we'll get to a little bit higher here at some point. But it doesn't matter about the THC level at that point, man. When you got purple buds in that room, man, there's something special about it. There's something special about it. Mephisto Genetics seed drop tomorrow. You're 100% right, man. Mephisto needs to figure out their supply problem, not sitting around waiting on them. 100%. They're a mom and pop shop. There are a few guys making it happen, making it work. You got to respect that to a certain extent. You got to expect that. You got to expect that they're going to have some growing issues, man. We ran into them running the grow bags. Trying to get these grow bags off the ground was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, man. And the biggest problem is knowing how much inventory you need to carry. Because, well, any business is a risk. I mean, you got to take the risk in order to get reward. And I didn't want to risk a whole lot because, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure if they were going to go. Gotta love when you get some bud in your teeth. There's nothing like bud in your teeth. Nothing like bud in your teeth. Here's one for us from Hog Daddy. What's your thoughts on those freak show Frankenstein plants people are running? Super cool, man. Super cool. I think there's all kinds of cool genetics that are out there, man. And something like the freak show, there's a few other ones out there too. They've got these really, really weird, they're almost morphed. They almost look like they've got some sort of mutation wrong with them, but it's consistent throughout every single strain, or I guess every single phenol. They always have these consistent weird leaves on them. Like the freak show's got this really weird leaf, almost looks like a fern or something along those lines. Super cool, man. You're going to see me dabbling into that area here soon. We're going to be growing a lot of different stuff. We're going to expand the basement a bit. We're going to get some more tents on the go. We're going to get some photo periods on the go. We're going to do a little bit of everything down here. And we are already working on our own genetics as well. So some stuff coming. Hog Daddy, I think they're fucking super cool, man. I love them. Interested in trying them out, and there's some people on here that actually have them right now. Mr. Growit's running one of those freak shows. He got a lot from Canada conference in Vegas. Speaking of Mr. Growit, we've got a video coming up for him. We're working on a video for him. He threw us over his book, 7 Steps to Growing Cannabis. I'll be honest with you, I had to read through it. This is the 3rd edition. Just taking some photos for him of it so he can advertise. But he's a great guy, man. And in the book, tons of awesome stuff in the book. So if you want to check out someone that's growing that Frankenstein that Hog Daddy talks about, go check him out right here. Go check him out, and away you'll go. 7 Steps to Growing Cannabis. There's some really good tips in here. And he actually partnered up with a lot of cool growers. He's got some photos of theirs in here, some people on Instagram. It's pretty cool. So if you want to check that out, guys, you can go hit him up. I'm not selling it. I'm just taking some photos. It was here in front of me. I figured, you know what? I'll also show you guys. What we got here? What do we got here? Here's a guy comes in, newbie, 420 grower. Great book. Was the first I read when starting to grow. I didn't read a whole lot, man. I didn't really get into a whole lot of the reading. I'm a video guy. I like watching videos, learning from videos. And I'm surprised there's nothing on Netflix, and watch something will come on there tomorrow. But I would like to get together with a lot of growers, a few growers on Instagram, and do a bit of a traveling circus show where I visit their gardens, I record some stuff, but there's no one out there that's willing to sponsor something like that. But I think something like homegrown, or not homegrown TV, but like it's kind of like an HGTV show, but we go to people's gardens, man, and showcase them. Maybe we do like 12 episodes and we put it on Netflix. Who knows? I imagine it's going to come out after this. All my good ideas, man. People, I always got these amazing ideas, and then I just don't do them right. I don't got enough time to do them. I don't got enough time to do them. I talk so much over here, I can't even fucking keep my damn joint lit. Laugh out loud. Do you like trailer park? Holy fucking goddamn right I do, Shaylee. Fucking cocksuckers, Jesus Christ. Fucking goddamn shark carts, about fucking 4 of them down there. Fucking Ross Avenue. $25 a pop if you want to sell those fucking cocksuckers. I gotta get a couple of those so I can get some goddamn food for my kitties. I got about 4 kitties right now looking for a good home. If you know anyone who wants to get frisky. Oh shit, that's my best bubbles, even though it's not the greatest bubbles, Shaylee. There you go. Andy, what are your thoughts on Autoflower's future? There are lots of on the market. To be honest with you, I think it's going to get cleaned up. I think the saying is the cream will rise to the top. And I think that's what's happening, right? You got a lot of players in the game, lots of guys making their own seeds, but the top guys, the cream of the crop, is going to rise to the top. And those are going to be the guys that are making the way for autoflowers. Those are going to be the guys that are making the best autoflowers, the autoflowers that you and I want to grow. So, yeah, I think there's a huge, huge future for autoflowers. Realistically, tell me this, and the same questions applies, all right? So if I asked you, okay, I'm in St. John, I'm a long ways away from Ontario, a long drive. You're talking like a day and a half drive, okay? So would you rather drive there, takes you a day and a half, or would you rather fly there? Well, flying is the good genetics, right? You get there quick, you know what you're going to get, you know when you're going to arrive. Driving, you got to make your choices along the way, but at the end, you're still going to get to the same destination. Same thing with autoflowers, right? Photoperiod's been around a long time. Whatever you put into that soil, it's what you're going to get out as long as you buy good genetics. Genetics with autoflowers are just not there yet. They haven't been around long enough, right? So the problem is with these autoflower genetics, once we dial these in, if you could take the top, if you could take the absolute top of photoperiod genetics and have that same autoflower genetic from that photoperiod, so you've got, let's say you smoke them side by side and they're identical, but the autoflower takes you 90 days. You don't got to flip the light cycle. You can have variety in your room. You can have a perpetual grow. You can have ones that are flowering, ones that are growing, ones that are vegging, ones that are fucking getting chopped down. You can have all these. Answer me this right now. If you could have those top end genetics in autoflowers and autos weren't as tedious as they are, we dial in that process, genetics get a little bit more stable. We can really take these things and give them the same feeding schedule. We know their genetics. We know what we're putting in is what we're taking out. You can honestly not sit on the other side of that camera and tell me that you wouldn't want to grow autoflowers. They're just not there yet. They're not there yet. We're like the Paralympics. We're just not there yet. We'll get to the Olympics. We're just not there yet. It's going to happen, though. I say it happens 100%. 100%. What do we got here? We got a question from Stephen Norton. What should I grow? About to order seeds. Stephen, you got to ask yourself a question, man. What's your ideal situation? What do you want the most? Do you want yield? Do you want highest THC? Do you want a variety? Do you want just an easy strain? Do you want a medium skilled strain? Do you want a hard strain? These are the questions you got to ask yourself. Then you got to ask yourself, what kind of room do I get? Some of these plants grow bigger than others. Certain genetics are big, certain genetics are small. It's kind of like you or I, man. Some of us are big, not me. Some of us are small. That'd be me. But that's the thing, man. Genetics make a big point in this. So you need to figure out what you want to do. Do you want to grow one big fucking monster plant? We should probably go with a high yielder that is easy to grow, man. There's all kinds of them out there. If it's your first time growing, I'm not sure. But if you're asking about what you should grow, then I imagine it probably is your first time or you're just getting started. What we got here? Sorry, guys. We're not skipping your questions on purpose. We're just kind of going through the list, clicking here or there, man. They kind of fall up. I've grown both inside and out. I like autos. Undercover, I like you, brother. I like you, man, for sure. Kevin Riley in the house. What's up, Grower Joe? Just started my first Pineapple Express under the Spider Farmer SF 1000. Great light. Pineapple Express, great strain. Kevin, it sounds like you're off to a fucking phenomenal start already, buddy, and you've already found the Basement Auto Flowers community. So listen, when you're in part of this community, you're not just part of me, man. You're not supporting me. Go over, leave a comment on a question. Ask me a question. The thing with me is if I don't have the answer, I'm messaging another one of our growers from my community that I trust. I know they're a good grower. I'm taking that information. I'm throwing it back out to you. I need to grab a bottle of water. You hear the dry mouth on me right now? Hang tight. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Hang tight. Ladies and gentlemen, that commercial break was brought to you by Kirkland Water. They didn't sponsor this video, but I buy Kirkland Water from Costco, baby. If you don't have a Costco membership, you are not an adult, as far as I'm concerned. Costco memberships are probably the smartest and dumbest thing any adult can do, guys. Any adult can do, for sure. What do we got here? Andy, I grew some fast bud jack hair. In and in between runs started under 150 watt and finished under a 300 watt. They came out very decent and taste was there as well. Wondering if ordering again will get similar. That's the thing, Andy. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, man. I'll be honest with you. Even with the best. Even with some of the best, man. Even with the Fastbud genetics and the Mephisto genetics and Etho genetics and any person out there that you consider a top breeder for auto flowers. You're not going to get consistency. I don't think you will. I haven't. But also, you got to hold yourself accountable for that too, depending on what your temperatures are. How consistent are you keeping them? How well are your notes? Are you really at 50% humidity that whole time, or are you dropping down to around 40? A temperature spiking, humidity's dropping, you're drying out, you're stressing the shit out of these girls. The consistency realistically comes back to the grower as well. These aren't really tested under the same situation over and over again. These tested seeds are sent out to growers just like you or I to test in our garden. So the consistency is not there. These other breeders, these pheno hunters, they're popping hundreds of seeds. They can see their genetics perform the same every single time. They see them happening. So will you get the same? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. Stephen Norton, heard of brain damage by Grower's Choice? 100% have heard of brain damage by Grower's Choice. I hear nothing but great things about it, man. I'd check that one out for sure. Chud in the house. What's up, Chud? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the community. I may have overwatered my soil. There's a way to dry out soil. Good question. I'd like to know the answer to that. Is there a way to dry out soil, man? If you've overwatered, the only really thing you can do, man, is make sure that your temperature is maintained, dialed in, wherever you are. If you're in the seedling stage, vegetative stage, or you're in the flower stage, early or late, whatever you run your temperatures at during those stages, make sure they maintain the same. They're already fucking drowning in water. You don't want to stress them out anymore. So the best thing, or the thing that works best for me, is just let them dry out. Let them take their time. Keep those temperatures dialed in. Keep your fans on them. Let them do their thing. They'll try to bounce back, man. Now, if you overwater again, you're fucked. If you do it once, it's okay. You can kind of fix it. It's kind of like marriage, right? You fuck up once, you can fix it. Well, most of the time you fuck up once, you're fucked. But you fuck up twice, you're definitely fucked, right? You know what I'm saying? You just need to take your time. But let it dry out, man. Don't overwater again. Stay on top of it. And don't, like, here's what's going to happen, okay? Your plants are going to be super sad right now. They're going to look all fucking droopy and fucked up. In the next few days, they're going to look a little bit better. They're going to look a little bit better. Then after like day 4, they're going to start fucking going up towards that light. They're going to start praying to the light, for lack of a better word, or what people call it, praying to the light. Don't water yet. Don't water yet. Hang tight a little bit fucking longer. And the next time you water, it's probably going to be around day 3, day 4, maybe in the middle of day 5, depending on how much water you put in these damn pots. I don't know. But typically that's where it's going to run. The next water, make sure you do it right. Make sure you maintain those temperatures. Try to keep everything dialed in throughout that whole process. Chud, we all overwater, man. We all fuck up. The worst part about overwatering is then we fucking panic. Then we hold on to these girls. We worry about them. We're in there every fucking day looking at them. So as soon as they get a little bit perky, we fucking give them more water. We think they need water. Or they go droopy, then they come back, then they go droopy again. Well, that second droopy, we're like, oh shit, man. Like that second droopy, they need water again. They're dried out. And that's not how it works, man. Kevin in the house. At what point, I think he meant to say at what point, should you start introducing a fan into your tent or grow area to help strengthen the stems? So there's 2 reasons for a fan. There might be more too, but 2 reasons why I consider, well, there's 3. Number 1, when you're taking photos in there, that fucking fan can blow your hair. Girls really like that. And if you get no shirt on, it gives you a nice little breeze across the nipples just to get them hard enough for those said photos. Reason number 1. Reason number 2 for the fan, Kevin. You want air movement, okay? You want your air to constantly be moving around the room and circulating around the room as your exhaust fan and intake fan are exchanging air, okay? So your fan should be in your room immediately. I put a fan in immediately. I just dial down the temperatures, or I bounce it off of my wall so that the air is just constantly moving. So right away, man, just a nice smooth breeze, just like if you're walking down the lake on a summer day. That's all you want at first. Once they start getting a little bit bigger, start intensifying that fan. Then you can put an oscillating fan in there that starts getting the girls dancing. They're looking like they're at a hip hop concert. They're going, hey, oh, hey, oh. When they start doing that, you start pumping that fucking fan up. Then they start going, oh, hey. And then they start getting flowers on them. They're like, oh, hey. That's the best, man. That's the best. So, Kevin, get a fan in there right away, man. It just doesn't have to be a super powerful fan. We don't want no Beyonce fan in there blowing your hair, getting all sexy. Should have put a ring on it. They don't want that, man. You know what I mean? You need to just get them in there, get it moving around, get the dancing ladies going. That's what you need to do. We got here Kyle Hines in the house, late to the show. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Kyle, if you're not fucking here on time next time, man, don't bother showing up at all, okay? My mom said if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. I'm just kidding. Thanks for fucking coming, Kyle. Do me a favor, Kyle. Everybody, go hit that thumbs up button right now, man. The thumbs up make a huge difference. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Head over to Instagram where we've got a live giveaway right now for some of our 5-gallon low-stress training bags from Basement Auto Flowers. These bags right here, guys. Basement Auto Flowers low-stress training bags available now on Amazon, guys, in the United States and Canada. 3-gallon, we've got 3 left in Canada. 5-gallon, both in Canada and the United States, guys. So you're going to want to go check that out for sure. We got another one here, guys. Sorry if I'm skipping your comments. We're just kind of going through them here, guys. And then we'll be taking phone calls here very shortly, live on the air. So if you want to call in, guys, we'll have a number here for you to call in very, very shortly, guys. We take phone calls. You want to chat in. You don't need to tell me anything about yourself. Well, I will ask a few questions, so be prepared. Haven't tried Scrog yet. Just LST. If I put an SP 3000 at 180 watts, I get less stress. 100%. 100%. I get less stress. You know when I get less stress? When I light one of these up. Oh, inhale the good shit. Exhale the bad shit. That's what they say. I seen that on a girl's bumper sticker, man. There's a lot of fucked up bumper stickers on these girls' cars, man. On these girls' cars, there's a lot of fucked up bumper stickers, man. My wife's actually got a cleaning company, and she calls it Peachy Clean. Well, she decided to buy a peach for the back of her car, just a little peach. You know, well, what's a peach represent, guys? You know, big old booty. But bonka-donk, good donka-donk, that big old ass. That's what it represents. That's not what my wife was thinking. My wife was thinking, peach, oh, so cute. Oh, so sweet, fuzzy, all the good stuff. Well, she puts it on her car. She goes to Tim Hortons immediately the next day. Okay. She's in Tim Hortons drive-thru. The guy behind her buys her coffee. He buys her coffee. I was like, it's the sticker. 100%. Leave it on there. We won't have to buy coffee anymore. Let's put like 4 or 5 peaches on there. Let's put a couple eggplants on there, for fuck's sakes. Come on. Let's do whatever we can do to get free coffee. Here we got another question here. Autoflower question. When do you lollipop autos? Really, that's a hard question to answer. It all depends on where they are in their growth cycle and kind of how long that flower goes. But I'll give you an example. So I'm smoking Bruce Banner right now from Fastbud Genetics. This one here, I lollipopped. Actually, I can bring it up here. I lollipopped this one during the it's day 23. So day 23, we lollipop the bottom part, and then we stretch down our plants based on these pictures I have here. I wish I could show you. I just don't know how to do it yet. But I lollipop whenever I think we need to, whenever I think I have to. I top when I think I have to. I don't think it's a black or white answer. I don't think it's a yes or no. I think it's whatever works for you, man. When you think it's right, you think it's right. No, I wasn't with him, man. I wasn't there. I'd have been like, yeah, brother, go get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Go get it. Most autos don't respond well to stress or cuttings. 90 days. 100%, man. They don't do well to a whole lot of shit, man. They're very, very finicky. I say they're like children, man. Autoflowers are like children, man. You get one shot. You get one shot to raise these things from when they're a baby to they're 18 years old. It's just like an autoflower. They get a specific life cycle. If you fuck up in the teenager stages, well, then that adult's going to be a little bit fucking smaller than what you thought. If you do a real good job raising it, you get everything right, the feeding's right, everything's right. You know what I mean? Everything's perfect. Well, they still might fuck up. But most of the time, if you do the right things, and people do the right things. So if you do the right things to your plant, you're going to get the right results, man. It all depends on what kind of success you got in the early stages. I always say that autoflowers are going to be what they're going to be within the first 25 days. If you don't have them structured in the first 25 days, what I mean by that too is you're going to see that main stem come up, and you're going to see all your growth sites or your shoots or your external branches, whatever you want to call them. You're going to see those down that main stem. You're going to see where all those growth sites are starting within that first 25 days. Now, 25 days, they've only got about 6 shoots on them, or 6 nodes, whatever you want to call them. But you know where they're going to go. You can kind of see it. You can see where they're starting. I'll show you a picture here. We'll post it up on my Instagram. But at that point, you know if you're going to have a good auto or not. To be honest with you, there's been some at that point where I just fucking toss them. I don't want them anymore. Kyle, what's up? You're late, man. I can't be answering your questions when you're showing up late, all right? But we'll answer this one because, Kyle, we're gonna pretend like you were late because you were doing dirty things to that girl in your picture. Sorry if that's your sister. I apologize. And maybe I shouldn't be saying shit like that. Probably shouldn't be. I'm thinking about doing something new on my next grow. What's your thoughts on mainlining or any other suggestions other than LST? You know who's really cool to watch is Scrogger, the Northern Scrogger over on Instagram. He's fucking pretty cool. Now, he's real dry, like he's a dry humor guy, but he's fucking a phenomenal grower, man. He is fucking scrogging these things out, but he's scrogging like one plant out into like a 4x4, like an 8x8 space, man. The amount of tops that this guy's getting, the fucking big old juicy fucking nuggets sticking up above that scrog net, looking like, I don't even know, man. It looks phenomenal. Go check him out. He's called the Northern Scrogger over on Instagram, man. You're going to want to go check him out. You're going to want to go check him out. See, look, Steven coming in, backing me up. Northern Scrogger is the best at Scrogs, hand down. He's phenomenal, man. It's like artwork. Just like you just said, man. We are fucking speaking each other's language. What do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? Andy. What size pot he would be in? Is that a dick question, man? Is that what you're asking me? I'd say he's probably, well. Do you believe that's 6 inches, boys? You fucking believe that? That's 6 inches right there, man. Somebody's been fucking. That's fucking 6 inches, isn't it? Huh? What size pot would he be in? I think Scrogger grows with a 7 or a 10. 7 or a 10, I believe. I might be wrong on that, man. Biggest thing, go check him out. Guaranteed he'll tell you. Patrick, fucking canoeing in the fucking Rocky Mountains here. Look at him. Look at how majestic he is. Jesus Christ. Is that photoshopped? That can't be photoshopped. Day 77 of my autos. She's almost ready. Talk a little bit about drying. How much to trim? What do you save for trimmings? Woo, you're right there, buddy. You're getting close, man. Get ready to chop her down. Drying. The most important part of the process, I'd say. Probably more important than growing it, really. Especially if you got good dank bud that you're ready to chop down, man. Drying is the most important process. First part of the process, man, make sure you've got a phenomenal area. Can't be drying out in the fucking Rocky Mountains in that canoe that you're sitting in, man. You need to have a nice dark area where you can maintain the temperature. So I recommend getting a little dry tent from one of these companies. AC Infinity's got a real nice dry tent where you can put the actual meter right up in the corner, kind of like my fan. So it's got the reader. It will tell you the humidity. It will tell you the temperature. Get yourself a good dry tent. Once you get that dry tent, a lot of people have different ideas on drying. I'll tell you how I dry. I try to dial my humidity into 55 to 60%. Ideally, right around that 60% range is where I want to keep it. And my temperatures no higher than 22 degrees Celsius. I try to maintain those and keep it pitch dark for roughly 7 to 10 days is how long it takes them to dry. If they're bigger or smaller, that can vary from time to time. But the biggest part of this process is make sure you got a humidifier in the room, a dehumidifier in the room, some fans for movement. These fans are super important that you don't blow them directly at the buds. They don't want you blowing them around. They don't want you doing anything to them. They're nothing like us. They don't like to be blown, okay? I know. They should. Being blown would be, if I was a plant, I'd want to be blown 100%. So if you ever grow something like me, just know it, okay? Just know it and show it is what I always say. But blow the air on the tent or the room or whatever you got built and let it not hit the plants. You just want it to blow around the room. Maintain those temperatures and keep an eye on them. I don't do a wet trim. I do a dry trim. But a lot of people trim up all those big fan leaves. I take some of the bigger ones off right as soon as I chop, and then I hang everything. When you got that dialed in, once you go in around 7 to 10 days, just push on that little stalk on the stem, push up on her, she'll snap when it's ready. She'll literally give you she'll snap for you. Then she's ready. And what I'm doing now is I used to be using jars, which I didn't fucking hear about these damn bags. But I'm using these Grove bags now. So these Grove bags are plastic bags, which you literally cut your weed, dry your weed, trim your weed, put them in these bags, set them, and forget them. All you got to do is maintain and make sure that your humidities are in between 58% and 62%, and they will maintain perfect bud. Now, if you put bud in here that's at 50% humidity, It's not going to fucking bring it back for you, okay? It's like a bad tattoo. If you fuck up, you're stuck with it, okay? You're not fucking getting anything out of it. You're not getting any better, all right? So you got to keep it 58% to 62%. Ideally, you want to keep it at 60%. The reason why I said between 55 and 60% is sometimes during certain times of the year, I can't keep my fucking humidity there. It doesn't matter how much I fucking pump into the room, all right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Brother, just slip some pics of my Belgian garden in your DMs. You quit slipping anything all up in my DMs, all right? Get out of there, Andy. There's one Andy in my life, man, and it's the Andy from the fucking toy store, and you're never going to replace him. Simple as that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, the life of a plant. Kyle's awful chattive for being late. Being late to the show, he's fucking talking an awful lot. What do you think there, Captain Peckerhead? I've had Bud too dry, waiting on the snap. Snap, crackle, pop, the Bud's ready. That's what I always say. What we got here? Chris 420 Dragon. Ron Papa Peel set. Set it and forget it. 100%. Slap chop. Kaz, I use down-to-earth nutrients with my autos. What can I use to get denser buds? But dense buds are going to come down to a few different things. Now, number one is going to be your genetics, okay? So here's my list of how any grow goes for dense buds. Number one, genetics. Genetics are always number one. If you don't got good genetics, you're not going to be a champion. It's just like anything. I'm not going to be a professional basketball player because I don't have the genetics. I'm not 7 feet tall. I'm not 220 pounds of solid muscle. I'm never going to have the genetics. Genetics are number one. If they don't have the genetics to have dense buds, they're not going to be dense buds. Number two, environment and light. Basically comes into the same thing. Keep your temps dialed in, humidity dialed in, temperature dialed in. Keep everything dialed in. Another thing you need to take care of, guys, and dial in is you need to keep track of this stuff. So what I use is then you can check your VPD and everything, guys. So this is what I'm using right now. I don't know if you can see that. So this is the Pulse. This thing hangs in your grow room. They're super cheap, man. It's like $50. Then you sign up for the app and they put all your temperatures. So right now I've got my temperatures at 26 degrees Celsius, 51% humidity, and my VPD, it's a little bit higher than where I want it to be, but it's 1.6. Then on the right-hand side of my room, I'm at 26.5, 51%, and I'm at 1.6. I'm steady. Everything's looking good. It's exactly where I want my numbers to be, so I'm happy about that. But if I didn't have this, there are ways to calculate your VPD as well. You can go on Google. It'll actually show you exactly where your temperatures need to be to show you your VPD. Just Google VPD chart, and it will come up. It's kind of like one of those charts where you figure out, when you go to the doctor and they're like, what percentile are you? Well, you'll find out. What do we got here? Where do you get the grow bags from again? These ones? Or these ones? These ones you get at grovebag.com. These ones here, the link is right in my bio or on Instagram, or go on Amazon and just search Basement Auto Flowers, man. They'll pop up. Appreciate it. Kyle, I've just been watching my ladies dance in the breeze. Kind of distracting. 100%. Sometimes I take my shirt off with them. I'm like, hey, ho, 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 ho. Hey, ho, ho, ho. Less is more. Food is food. Environment is key. 100%, man. I couldn't agree any more with that. Hog Daddy coming in, agreeing with us on that as well, guys. It makes a massive difference. How about nutrients? What strength for auto? I won't give you this answer. Okay? This answer is based on the nutrient company. So if your nutrient company tells you can go full strength, then go full strength. Most of them are going to tell you full strength. Because obviously that fucking makes sense, right? If you start using full strength and you have great results, well, you're just going to use more of their fucking nutrients. There's a few nutrient companies out there, and they'll back you up and they'll say use half strength at first. Don't use full strength until they're flowering. Don't use full strength until they're good, right? So what I do is I use half strength and then I fucking pound it to them once they're flowering until I get those real nice burnt yellow tips, just a little bit, that French manicure. Hey, how you doing? Trimmed up, ready for the weekend. I push the nutrients until that stage. Attending the ladies' gardening time in Belgium. Keep up, stay lifted, and have a great rest off weekend, everyone. You too, Andy. Have a good one, brother. Let's see if we can get a phone call going here. Let's see if we can get a phone call going here. Phone calls up, guys, right now. If you want to call in, 506-700-6044, guys. We had a couple cool callers call in, man. We talked about some growing. We talked about some life shit. Talked about all kinds of cool things, man. So if you want to call in and chat, guys, or if you just got a question, you want to hear yourself on the air, man, you guys can call in, shout out your account. Tell me what you got going on. Doesn't matter what we talk about. All that matters is if you call in, man. She just won't quit, he says. She just won't quit. What do we got here? T. Sorry, buddy. I brought you up and I clicked you back down. My autos get rust spots on the leaves after 3 weeks, no matter what I do. CalMag, every other water, and magnesium after they start flowering in Fox Farm ocean soil. Is this a deficiency? Same genetics? Different genetics? What I mean by that is it happening to the same genetics or is it every genetic? I'd say it's a deficiency for sure. If it's happening to like every genetic that you're growing in there, everything you're growing, there's something wrong. I'd get your water tested, number one. If you're using tap water, if you're using RO water, you're good to go. But if you're using tap water, even if you're letting it sit out, all the chlorine and all that shit comes out of the water. But you might have hard water, man. You might have high iron. You might have fucking low magnesium. I don't know, right? So you might be half an add or more. What happens sometimes, TH, is people ask people questions and they're looking for a definite answer. And when it comes to gardening, every genetic, he says, yeah, it's definitely a deficiency, man. There's something wrong with your water and you need to figure it out. I think what happens sometimes is what I was getting into there is, let's say I've got a deficiency. It's happening every single time in my garden. I'm having the same problem. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to Google it first. I'm going to look in the weed encyclopedia. I'm going to search everything. I'm going to try to figure it out myself. If I can't figure it out myself, then I'm sending pictures to my buddies on here. I'm sending pictures to my buddies on Instagram. And those pictures, they're looking at them and they're determining what they think is happening. And then they're like, well, I don't have that problem. I water CalMag every second watering. I get magnesium as soon as they start to flower. The same thing you just said to me. Might not fucking work in your garden, man. You got different water, man. Some people on well water, some people on city water. And water's different no matter where you go, man. It honestly, it could be a few different things, man. Could be potassium that causes that as well. See, it's so hard to put. People send me pictures all the time in my inbox. What's wrong with my fucking plant? What's going on? I'm like, I have no fucking idea, bud. I have no idea. I don't know what you did. I don't know how you fucking. I don't know. You could have did anything, man. Your soil could be fucking packed in too tight. No, you fucking could have overwatered. You could have underwatered. Your water could be too fucking warm when you're feeding it to them. It could be too cold. Your fucking light could be too intense. Your fucking, like, your genetics could be shit. There could be something wrong in your fucking water. There could be everything, man. Like, there's no definite answer. Here's what I think you should do. Experiment a little bit more. On one of the plants, do what you're doing now. On the second plant, add a little bit more CalMag, or maybe give half CalMag feeding on the first watering, full on the second. Maybe you need more CalMag. Try potassium. And maybe dial back a little bit of your other nutrients. Like, try to figure it out, right? You've got a cool situation here. Having a problem in the garden isn't necessarily a shitty thing. It makes us challenge ourselves. It makes us kind of dig in a little bit deeper and try to figure it out. I'll be the first to tell you, man, I don't fucking have half the answers. Actually, I probably don't even have fucking 3% of the damn answers, man. I'm just figuring this out on my own. I'm messaging people just like you are. I've got growers that I talk to just like you do. The biggest thing that I could really give to anybody for a tip, man, is just slow down, write down what you're doing, next grow, reset, try something different. Get the same results? Well, it didn't change. Try something different. You'll continue to get better results or worse results. Then you kind of got to differ it from there. I get your water tested though right away from like some water company, Culligan, or bring it to a shop, or find a realtor that does something. There might be something wrong with your water too. Could be anything, man. It depends on what this is for you. Is this a hobby, or is this something you want to do all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? So no problem, buddy. 100% welcome, guys. 100% welcome. It might not even be the best fucking answer, man. Might not even be the best answer. What we got here, guys? What we got here? Chill Life with Ken. One more question. How do you properly flush your plants before harvest? And how many gallons of water to use? Here's another one of those questions, man. I'm going to show you if I have it here. 1 second here. Let me show you. You hang like tight for not even 14 seconds. Here you go, guys. This is your lifesaver when it comes to finding out if your plants are ready. Okay? This one's dirty. It's my old one. So it's a microscope, a USB microscope, and now you can get them wirelessly. So you have a wireless one, plugs into any smartphone, plugs into your laptop. So many cool things you can do with these, okay? So what happens? When should you start to flush? Well, ideally, I want to flush within the last 2 weeks of flower. So within that last 4 weeks, based on when those genetics are telling me when they're done. So when the breeder's telling me they're done. So if they're 90 days, I'm going to go back 4 weeks from 90 days. That's when I'm going to start to keep an eye on. So I've done this a few times. So now I want to start keeping an eye on them. Looking at the trichomes 4 weeks out. And you're going to find they're changing, man. And I'm looking in there every single time I'm in there. That's why I went with the wireless one, because it's a lot easier. Now you're in there once a day at least. So I'm watching once a day. I'm looking once a day. When I'm in there, I'm watching them gradually change. So now ideally, right before they start to turn almost cloudy, there's just like a pinch of them. You can really see it down at the bottom of the trichome. And you'll know what I mean if you have a microscope. Just starts to change, man. It's almost like an icicle. Just like that little dark white part in the middle. You can barely see it. That's when I start to flush. Now, how many gallons? There's probably a scientific number. There really probably is. What I do is I've got an actual flush table in there that I made out of just some white racking, some PVC piping, and that's it, man. Super simple. Let me grab it for you real quick. Hang tight. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. That's your flush table right there, guys. Look. So basically, can you hear me right now? I don't know if you can hear me. Check, 1, 2. We're good. So what you're doing, guys, is this is basically your mesh that you buy at any dollar store, Walmart, anything like that. And then regular PVC piping. A 5-gallon bucket fits perfectly underneath this. Now, at that point, what I'm doing, 5-gallon bucket underneath, I'm taking RO water preferably. If I don't have RO water on, I'm just trying to use water with the lowest ppm. Ideally, what you're trying to do is flush everything out so you don't have anything left. That's why I can't hear myself. My headphones were in backwards. Completely backwards. So then what I do is I take my 3-gallon bucket, put it on top of that racking, RO water, pH'd anywhere from 6.0, 6.3. You could even go a little bit lower, 5.8. And I just soak it. I'm taking my time and I'm soaking it until I get enough runoff that I can test my runoff, find out where my ppm is for my runoff, find out where my pH is for my runoff. I can continue to do that as it dries out. I'll do it again, and you'll see a nice fade happen. You'll start to see them change color and fade out. And the whole time I'm keeping an eye on the trichomes with this old baby here. And that's when I know I'm going. So how many gallons? I'd say for a 3-gallon pot, you're probably giving it about like 1.5 gallons of water, maybe 2 gallons of water. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say, right? It's difficult to say. I made one of those flush tables after fucking Jesus copyright order. I'm going to contact my lawyer here, let him know that TH has stolen my idea. The police will be coming to your house here very soon. Don't be telling your ideas on here because T-Hage will steal them. I use a Rubbermaid with holes in the lid. Water drained into the Rubbermaid. Don't tell him, man. Look, he's going to start selling them. He's going to start selling them, my friends. Listen, guys, I hope you guys had a good night, man, a good day here. Afternoon. It's only 4:16. I'm going to jump off, guys. I appreciate having you guys here. Thanks a lot for coming. It's been a whole lot of fun. Do me a favor before you leave. We've got 58 people in here. Go hit that thumbs up before you leave, guys. We've got a giveaway coming soon. And you're going to have a chance to win the Basement Auto Flowers Championship belt. We're going to have a full grow-off with a sponsored seed company. Huge shout-out to a couple people that support me, man, in here. Love all of you. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I appreciate the support. Can't wait to see you guys next week. We have a lot more stuff coming, guys. We've just been back to work, and I've been feeling sick, but we're coming strong, so stay tuned for one hell of a show. We've got guests coming soon. If you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up, guys. See you later, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. Happy fucking Sunday.